Well, if you're hoping your friends and family won't find out about this, you're wasting your time and ours. Thank you, Mrs. Jackson.
This way.
I'd have a good think in there if I were you. Troublemakers aren't welcome in here.
I would ask the jury to consider the emotional and mental state of Mrs. Travers after her abortion. That she is a devout Catholic has already been testified to by her parish priest, Father Byrne. I think that same afternoon, Mrs. Travers, after sacrificing the life of her child, came home to find her husband in bed with another woman. Now, this surely must bring forward the question... Your Honor, may I request a moment to have a word with my assistant?
Very well, but be brief, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson?
Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, I hope this delay has some relevance to the proceedings?
Yes, it has, Your Honor, I assure you. Excuse me, Your Honor. May I beg the court's indulgence? Some new evidence has just come to my attention, which I feel sure would influence the jury's decision. With the court's permission, I should like to call one more witness.
I object, Your Honor. This is most irregular.
I am well aware of that, Mr. Proudfoot. But if Mr. Wilson can assure the court that the introduction of a new witness is essential to his case, and that there be no delay, I'm inclined to agree. Do you give that assurance, Mr. Wilson?
I do, Your Honor.
Very well, then. Objection overruled.
Raise the Bible in your right hand. Repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give in this case...
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give in this case...
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Replace the Bible. State your full name and address.
Mary Healy, 17 Banksia Street, Camberwell.
Mrs. Healy, could you tell the court, please, what is your relationship to the accused?
I'm her mother.
Now, Mrs. Healy, your daughter has testified that her husband was in the habit of beating her. Were you aware of this?
Yes.
Now, you'll have to speak up, please, Mrs. Healy.
Yes. On several occasions she came to me and showed me bruises she said he'd given her.
On several occasions. Could you tell us exactly how many?
Oh, I don't know exactly. 3 or 4. Certainly 3.
What was your daughter's attitude toward having a family?
Oh, she was looking forward to it very much.
Your son-in-law, was he also looking forward to it?
No. He once said to me that if I wanted grandchildren, I'd have a long wait.
Did your daughter tell you when she became pregnant?
Yes, she did. I remember she was rather worried about what Wayne's, my son-in-law's reaction would be.
Did she tell you what that reaction was?
Objection!
Sustained. Really, Mr. Wilson, you know better than to introduce hearsay evidence.
Yes, I beg your lordship's pardon. Mrs. Healy, does the date September 14th, 1978 mean anything to you?
Yes, it does.
Would you tell the court, please, exactly what happened on that date?
Well, I remember I was feeling rather miserable, so I decided to pay Wayne and Karen a visit. I got to the front of the flat and, well, before I could knock, I could hear Wayne shouting. They were obviously in the middle of a terrible row. I heard Wayne say that if Karen was pregnant, then she'd better get rid of it. He said he didn't want a snivelling brat ruining his life. I left without them knowing I'd been there.
Thank you, Mrs. Healy. That is all. No witness.
Mrs. Healy, would you say that you and your daughter were close?
I'd say we're as close as any grown-up daughter and her mother usually are.
And yet you didn't see fit to come forward at the original trial and give evidence?
Well, there didn't seem to be very much point. Karen had already admitted everything.
Tell me, Mrs. Healy, did you ever speak to your son-in-law about his so-called abuse of your daughter?
No, I didn't. I believed, God help me, I had no right to come between a husband and a wife.
Just one more question, Mrs. Healy. You have produced some evidence which, by your own admission, you felt wasn't important enough for the original trial. And yet now you expect us to find important enough to change the result of the original jury's findings. And what's more, not only do you quote this unimportant evidence verbatim, but you expect us to believe that you actually remember the exact date on which the alleged statements were made. Don't you think that's stretching the credulity of this court a little too far?
No, I don't. If you remember rightly, I said I was feeling rather down, and that's why I went to call on them. You see, September 14th is my birthday.
Thank you, Mrs. Healy. No further questions.
Lynn's got a good day for it, hasn't she, Bea? Better than in here.
Oh, yeah, and if she's got any sense, she won't come back. Anything's better than this boring dump.
What are you talking about? You came back with your tail between your legs, didn't you?
Oh, fair go, Bea. When we went over the top, it was different.
Yeah, at least we had the guts to give it a go.
What are you trying to say, Doreen?
I'm not saying nothing.
Good.
Just the same, I wouldn't mind a day out now and then. Got to think of me heart, though. What do you reckon I put it to Mrs. Davison, eh, Bea? I got nothing to lose.
Got nothing to lose? What a laugh. I can just see the governor saying to our Miss Vernon, I wonder if Mrs. Birdsworth would care to help out a couple of mornings a week in the canteen at Carlton United Brewery.
Yeah, you'd think all your Christmases had come at once.
That would be my dream job. And what about you, then? How'd you like a job floor walking at mine? Keep your hand in, eh?
Oh, yeah, think of all the things I could nick.
In your knickers, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, hi.
Well then, how are we going? All right?
Yes, fine, thanks, Mr. Butterfield. Are these okay?
Oh, just what I wanted. That's very good. By the way, what happened to the plants that were over there? Somebody called for them?
Yeah, he came and picked them up just after you went out.
Where's the money then, or didn't he pay for them?
Oh, I'm sorry, I just forgot, that's all. Yeah, I've got it here.
Trying to make a bit on the side, eh? Not bad. $40 on your first day out.
I just forgot, that's all, Mr. Butterfield. There's no need to call me a thief.
Now then, young lady, don't you get all high and mighty with me. Just remember it's your father I'm doing a favour for, right? You keep a civil tongue in your head.
Yeah, well, if I have to put up with cracks like that every day, I don't want any favours. Here, take your rotten...
Dr. Miller speaking.
Oh, hello, Doctor. Stephen Wilson. I thought you might just like to know we're in with a chance. Karen's mother showed up at the last minute to testify.
She what? What made her change her mind?
Well, who knows? Maybe some of what I told her got through. The important thing is it's the break we've been looking for.
What difference will this make to the verdict?
Well, as one professional to another, I'd have to be cautious. Still, let optimism be the word for the day. The jury's out, so we won't have too long to wait. Are you still there?
Yes, of course.
Well?
Well, I'd almost given up hope.
Trust Wilson, Doctor. And, keep everything crossed, huh?
Hello, Mum.
Karen? Oh, Karen.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, I should have been here the first time.
I thought you'd be in Queensland by now.
Well, we were on our way.
Where's your fiancé?
Oh, he's outside in the car waiting. I hope. I told him everything.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything. He just turned the car around and drove back here.